guys. So today we are in Landsborough and we're going to do a little journey. Hopefully this track where I'm starting is going to work out for what I want, but I'm trying to get into Addlington Creek tributaries and the headwaters. They flow into one of the local dams, so see if we get some luck. There's about 3 tribs that have some potential. Now weirdly, National Park Trail is up there where the actual gate is with the car. That's marked on the map, but this one here is an access track and it's not marked on the map, and I don't know why. But you can walk on it. There's even a little doodah telling you about no dogs and stuff. But makes me curious if this might actually help me to get in where I want to get easier. So I might try this one, see if I have some luck. Let's get at it. So fast it's going down, which is towards one of the tribs that I wanted to check out. So this could actually work. We'll just have to see. An old fence post there. There's an old tree cut down from the logging as well. Yeah, this is weird because I don't know what this track is at all. It's literally going down a gully. I don't see why they'd even make it. Maybe it's a really old logging track. That's potentially it. There's another gully on the left. I don't know if that's the same one that bends around. That's pretty quiet if it's flowing. And then we have a gully on the other side. So we're going down this natural spur, which, like I said, weirdly it's not far off the creek I was trying to get into. So I just thought I'd really just chance it instead of going the other way that I'd mapped. If this hits the creek, we'll just figure it out. I don't really expect a lot of flow in this headwaters, but then again the dam is like getting filled up from this, so it's got to have some constant supply surely. Otherwise why would they dam the creek? Alright, seas down here. There we have it. It does hit one of the tribs. So we're going to just jump on this and see if we have some luck. It is flowing. Not a hell of a lot because actually I'm further upstream than I expected to be. But I'm going to go down and there should be a drop not far. So wait a while there, which is lovely. So it has had some rain the last couple of days. It is sunny today. So this is probably why this is flowing alright. So let's have a look-ski. I'm curious to see if this track joins back up to the other trail. It probably does. I might loop out that way to explore it, but there is another gully, yeah, further over, which we might get to as well from there. So we'll go down this, we'll suss it out. We could even do a loop, we'll probably join to the other one, potentially, if it's too hard, because there is some houses we've got to dodge as well. If this becomes too difficult to get to the other one, I might come back up, and then double up to the other one up there. There was one more I already went past, further up the road, that I wanted to jump in before where I started. Basically right on the corner of the main road. But the problem was there was a lady standing right there on her phone having a good old chat at 9 in the morning, I don't know, maybe getting signal, and she lives up the road here and she was just in no hurry to leave. So I decided instead of just walking into the random bush right next to her parked off the side of the road, I figured I'd come and do this one first. I can go back to that after. So yeah, she messed my plan up a little bit, but this seems to be working, so we're straight on the creek, so happy days. The other one was going to be more of a bash to get in because the track didn't actually cross the creek. So yeah, it's a win. Let's have a look. Here we are. So bang on what I wanted. Up the creek, straight to, this is where I was going for these lines. And as you can see in here, we've got a drop. So that was 5 whole fucking minutes. Grouse. Not massive flow, but like I said, it's the headwaters. We're going to climb down and then we'll see if there's another level below it, but this may be the bulk of what we're coming for, at least on this trip anyway. The other trip should yield similar results. A little faint track up here, so locals have definitely explored it. I wonder if my boy Eden's been here. If he hasn't, he's going to like it because it's a short walk. Alright, let's get down. Yeah, looking at my lines, there are definitely going to be another another drop, and it's going to be potentially bigger, or potentially a multitude of 2 or 3 together. So those lines are tighter than what this section is. So this drops down a little bit. It might be a little bit flat, and then we'll have this next tighter section, and then after that there'll be all there is on this trib. So yeah, let's try and get around. You can almost get down the middle of this, but you can't. It's just too slick, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to go down the steeper sides. This is sandstone, the same as the Malula River, which is not far away from here as well, which I've also explored. So check out those videos. Yeah, it's nice. Let's get into it. Check it out. This is a really nice little find. I just love all the sandstone, eh? So yeah, it's about as good as far as I expected this far up the trip. So far so good. And yeah, let's hope the next drop or drops are equally as good. So yeah, it reminds me of like in North Shore Sydney, where you have loads of these little creeks like Babbage Falls and stuff, Babbage Creek, just hidden right in the suburbs. And it feels like that, even though we're a little bit more rural. But yeah, it's grouse. It's a nice find. Let's keep going. I wonder if anyone's explored down to the next ones, or they've just come here and then gone back. There was a kind of a faint trail down which they would have climbed, but it looks like at this point people may have thought, oh, there's nothing else, but who knows. This is a nice little, tiny little cascade, but I like the big sheet of rock that's here. We're not far off our next big falls. So yeah, I looked at my map and I've realised I could make a new game plan now because that lady messed me up this morning. I'm going to continue down this one. I'm going to hit this other creek eventually. There's another trib back to my right, which could be another 4. We've got that trib there. When that trib dries out, I'll jump back up bush bash to the road, walk the road back to the car. Then I'll restart and then go back up and then go up to this other trail where we just were, and then do the other tribs to check out all 3 of them basically. So this little loop's not too bad actually. It got me into the creek probably easier than what I would have gone in anyway, so happy days. Alright, another pretty little cascade. It's really nice. This is really, as you can see, there's not much mud here. It's just the pure rock down to the, down to the bone, which is good because it makes the water just look more impressive because it just sits on top, nothing seeping away and getting lost, into the creek with loose rock and gravel. So it makes the trib a bit more impressive than what it could be, or what it, possibly would have been if it was a different sort of creek, different area. Anyway, we're nearly at our next big drop through around this next bend. Alright, another cascade. And we're still not at the next good lines yet, so very close. Like I said, it's got to be around this bend. We'll hope for something even bigger and better. Alright, another drop. We're getting closer. Our sides are getting much steeper now. All these sides are going down, 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 so yeah. Alright, so turns out all these last few drops that we've been showing you were actually those lines that I was searching. So in the end there wasn't actually a waterfall, it was just that main first one. So that's alright. That was something to find. It was the first thing we got to. Now I've got to a tributary here. This little one here is not even on my map, so I don't expect it to even be anything, but however it is flowing more than, well, there's no other tribs that have cut into it so far that have flown, really. So the thing is, the band of lines that I was just looking at that we come down here that I was hoping was going to be a waterfall also runs just clearly over here as well. So this same trib just veers off very, very close and also runs off the same sort of hill. So look, it might be worth having a quick little explore because it's not very far back up. We're talking 50 metres, and there potentially could be a better drop than what this one was. There's quite a high chance that this is going around on a slightly, easier angle than what this is going straight off the side of the cliff. Well, cliff. It is a bit more enclosed compared to this creek, so that's the one annoying factor, but because it's flowing is the only reason why I want to check it out. If this was dry, I wouldn't even bother with it right now, even if it had the lines. But the lines are there. This didn't yield anything here. I'm just going to go for a quick little explore. If that doesn't work out, it's fine. We'll double back to here. We're going to go down a little bit further. By the way, we are now out of National Park, so the boundary is somewhere back up there. Just be mindful of that. There's no houses really close here, so I'm not so stressed. But this will continue down to another creek join, and that other trip then we'll then double up to our right to get out. So first we do this side detour. This wasn't planned because weirdly it's not marked on Google or Gaia, but water tells me a different story, and the lines are there. So if it starts getting really entangled with wait a while, which it looks like it already might, I might just abandon it because this obviously wasn't a high priority. There may actually be nothing. It may end up being the same as that. There's multiple little winding little cascades, but yeah, slightly curious because the lines are very close to where we just were. Alright, so there's a bit of fallen shit. It means something's been pushed down here. There's a lot of water flow at some point. Alright, see how we go. There you have it. Told yous. Fuck, I'm good at my shit. So yeah, this wasn't even on the cards. So I have to go around that fallen tree. It was just a nice wide rocky section to climb up. There we are, a nice little waterfall. Flying just enough to be happy. So we'll get a bit closer, get on that second level. I'll climb up. I don't think there's anything above it. And we'll double back down and get on to the next trip. It's a shame that there's this tree falling on it, but yeah, it's cool. Climb a bit further. I'll try and get on this next tier, and we'll just meander up. It's pretty easy. Oh, look at this fucking white fungus, the size of my hand. Super soft too. It's weird. Okay, so we're up on top of that waterfall. We'll do a little explore upstream, just a little bit. No, I doubt there's going to yield anything. A tiny cascade on top here, but I'll just have a gaze. Okay, I'm just climbing up. It's just a lot of steep rocks. I don't think there'll be another level, but it flattens up here at 150 metres, so not far. So, well, I mean 150 metres above sea level, I'm almost there. It's just that clear spot, so I might as well just go a little bit extra barbed wire fence. Hello. It's weird because the badger line doesn't even run this way. The badger line is supposed to run up and across. That's bizarre. Anyway, we'll sneak a little bit further. Looks like a petrified fucking log. A massive log. It's insane. Wow. It's just a really heavy fucking log. Anyway. Okay, so we snuck up to the plateau and there was a shed, as I pointed out. So that's our turnaround. It's as far as we're going to go anyway because it was flattened, so it was all good. Alright, back onto the trip number. Now it's going to be technically number 3, but it's technically supposed to be number 2. So we'll end up doing 4 today, if not more. If something else like this happens where the side one comes off and I haven't expected it, we'll find out. Dig around this bad boy again. So I dare say he's come and visited this waterfall, surely, if he owns this land. He's built a fence halfway down it. But I don't think he comes here too much. Check these out. They're fucking big as. They feel like a tortilla wrap. It's crazy. Alright, so we got to 2 sheds. And to bypass the junction we're on now is the other tree. And to bypass those sheds on the corner, if I bypass it, I crossed a little creek, past another shed, a little creek with a barbed wire fence, a little makeshift dodgy bridge. So we're on this trip now, so I don't know if I'm getting out of his property or into his property. I smell fire too, so there's a cabin not too far away. Anyway, let's keep going up. We're going to get out this way hopefully. Trip here, there's another faint trail for a dodgy car track over the bush over here, so there's a lot going on. Just going to keep creeping up this creek. The problem we have now is that it's really choked up, but it's annoying because the water is flowing really fucking well, but we're not quite over the waterfall yet. So I got 2 choices, either try and tunnel through that, maybe it gets better, I think it does, otherwise it's a fucking trail. Kind of made on the side. I just don't know if it's going to go back in the creek, and it may end up being far away. You have to tunnel through the shit anyway. Let's go for the tunnel first. Try. Alright, that worked out well. Let's tunnel through that bit because it got better again. There's a cleared spot on the left, so I don't know. I've kind of made a faint trail along the side here. There's no house on satellite, but who knows. I'm glad I didn't go up because that would have gone up to probably a house. Look how high it is, so don't go up. Okay, wish me luck to find one more good waterfall on this trip before we cut out. Gotta talk softly because I suddenly cracked up on 3 buildings so easily without even realising. Just hidden in here. I don't know what this ribbon and stuff's about. It's back there as well. Check it out. It's to do with this. The ribbon's there. They made their own little bushwalk. Maybe they made a walk to the waterfall. Interesting. I don't know where their markings went, but I'm not following their trail, follow the creek. Check this out. I haven't seen one of these for ages. Last time I seen this was like in Newcastle. These bloody fan palms, whatever they're called. Feel free to comment if you know the proper name. Now, I hope there's actually a waterfall, not just boulders climbing the way up. There's one little cascade already there, that's the start. A lot of garbage washed down here, like tarps and fucking shit. The rope. So far this is so thick so it hides me pretty well in here. If there is a house up there, like, you won't see me, and the road noise blocks a lot too, which is good. I think the main Landsborough landing road is just there. It's pretty noisy. A lot of trucks going up there. Okay, well, hopefully this is the start of better things to come. A bit choked up, but hopefully it's better. This is a really nice wide one. It's a shame there's massive trees falling on it. There's another level coming up there. It may just be stepping like this. But either way, flow's good. And we'll cut out as soon as the starts to dry out or flatten out. Old Lonely Road and Landsborough Road is just up there, so we'll be on for trip 3 then, trip 4. Now, this massive log has been cut, so this is from the logging area 100%. And it's been lost and fallen down the hill here. So look, we have another trip here. This one wasn't on my radar either. Again, it's flowing quite well. We're definitely going to have a look at that because there may be another drop up there as well. As you see, this one here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up this one first, as far up it kind of goes, and I'll double back to this, just to give me a better angle out. I hope so anyway, we'll see how we go. Yeah, this is going to end up between some houses, so it's better to go back this way. So we're going to go up here, go as far as we get to the house, and then double back down. Big chunks of cut up firewood here that obviously washed down during a big storm. There's even a water tank up here too, so someone's lost in their house, which is a bit of a fucking shame. Just clogs up the creek and ruins the nature. Ruins my fucking waterfall shot, I'll tell you that. What if I can move that? I don't try. Okay, so I tried to move the water tank. I could kind of move it, but if I rolled it, it's going to make a fucking huge noise, and it might end up getting stuck here and make it worse anyway for the photo. So, I don't know. I don't want to raise too much attention. Unfortunately, if I had a second person, we could lift it up easily and do it that way. Nice little cascade. Really like this. Simple but effective. I think the ferns are along it too. I don't know, we get them maybe 1 or 2 more. Okay, so we got some barbed wire rolling through here. It's just an old fence. It's just washed out. I think it's an old fence line. It's definitely bordering these people's land now. Alright, so we're pretty tangled up now. The lines are just kind of gradually the same, so it just may just be this stepping on the way. We're going to get close to a house pretty soon. I don't know if it's worth bashing to find nothing anyway, or just get up to where the house bit is, then turn around. If you crept the whole way, you would actually eventually cross the road too, but you're going to get around about 2 houses, and it's like this is won't be very good. Look, I'll go a tiny bit further, but I think we've seen what there is to see on here. We'll go back to that trib. Oh, you got a little step there. We'll go a little further. Nice little cascade. Flows for very good up here. Okay, so we've got a bend in the creek. This bend is probably where it's going to stack off. Flatten out. A bit more shit, which I think is really not necessary, but I wanted to get to this patch here where I could see it was just open. See all the vines has just been tangled up, but there's no point really going any further. The water's fully hidden under this now, and I think beyond that bush tree line will be the start of someone's property backyard, so We'll go back down, back to that big log, not the other trib. And hopefully our exit's better than this, otherwise this is what we're going to do to get out. Yay. Just saw an old tyre up there as well. Like, people lose so much shit out of the yards when it rains. I don't see how you can't sort of fucking secure your stuff better. I gotta say, a bit of barbed wire running through there. Makes me fucking wonder how the fuck they got down here to put it there, because that creek is so choked. Unless they've come along the spur then jumped in. That might have been the way they did it. Anyway, back around this fall and then onto the trib to get out. So this trib, like I said, I hope it's not as choked as the other one, but we've got to go out this way regardless. It avoids the house the most easiest way, so that's our option. Alright, so as we get back on this trib, the flow's good for the start, and all of a sudden, straight away, it just gets lost in these rocks all underground there, so we'll climb up and hopefully we'll get some other cool cascade before we get out. And then, yeah, double back, as I said, so we've got another long numble trib to go. Yeah, so they would have walked this way because there's barbed wire this part as well. So they're definitely seen that cascade, so that's cool. Someone's been there. Let's get over this to get out. Oh, this trib turned to shit real fast. It's actually ended up being the shittiest one out of all of them. We were supposed to come in this way, it would have been really disheartening. Anyway, we're just going to keep finding our way a bit further if we can. We'll see if we can find our way out the best way. Obviously better start here a bit left. Our road is just there. There's a house just up here. I just want to go a little bit further, just creep to that rock, then we'll go up. Cascade, we'll go up. Alright, Operation Success Part 1. Now we got Part 2. So I just walked back by the road. Didn't get spotted, which was good. So I think the triple just on would have come to here. Well, actually it was two. There's one more here. A bit hard to get in, but without going too close to that house. There's pretty big bamboo in there. Just looking for every little random tribs that when you walk you see more than when you drive. Just walking back, this one actually is flowing. There's little cascades. I'm going to just duck in there and I'll try to have a little look. This actually is the trip we were just on. The other two were branching off that. I didn't expect much here, but because I've stopped and walked, I can get in there. I can see it's kind of worth it. Not really massively, but see if we find a way down. It's only because there's no house here. Something easy to do. Might as well suss it. Well, yeah, it was worth it. Surprisingly cool little drop. Nice little two slabs of rock. After you turn shit back there to the house and then it's kind of climbed up again, so cool. We'll get up one more little bit. Just see how far. There's no fence here, so second little here. It looks like it's going to flatten out pretty fast up here. There's no real lines that showed me on the map that's would be even worth my time normally, but only because it was right here. See that on the road, I was curious. Still flowing okay, it's crazy for how far up the start of this creek this is. I thought these will be nearly bone dry, but it really surprised me. Someone's been hitting golf balls. Right off the back of that house. Debating if to go a little bit further or not. Still flowing, still wide, still not choked up. I can't believe it choked up back there and then opened up again. It's bizarre. A bit more dry up here, that's why. A bit more open. Eucalypt forest. And it bends and there's a little road thing there, bamboo they planted and a little shed shelter thing. So we get into someone's land, obviously. They just didn't fence it. Alright, let's get on to the last trib. Really cool sandstone wall. Cut along the edge of the road. Alright, back out, nearly back to cut on the National Park Trail again. Alright, so now we've looped back to where we first started. I had a quick lunch break in the car, so that worked out pretty well. Now, the option is to go along that ridge track and then go down around, but I'm still curious to know about this track where it joins up, so I'm going to go back down this gully again, cross our original creek, go up the other side and get to our trip that way, And maybe I'll loop back the other way, whatever. We'll see how we go. So, still pretty muddy in here. It's just a little wet little gully. Anyway, we'll be there soon. Hopefully this last trip is just as good. And yeah, and then I'll have some time in the afternoon. I'm going to go probably look at doing a peak, a less known one, and maybe get on a dam. We'll see how we go. See how we go with time. Should only take the most now. It's 12, just after 12. If I'm lucky, an hour and a bit to do this in out. Depends how choked up it is and how much there is to see. It would only be similar to the other drops. It will be, you know, nothing extravagant again, but this is what it is up here. So let's have a look ski. Still blue, beautiful blue skies. Temperature is great. So it is the end of May, autumn, and yeah, water wasn't cold. I've been walking it all day with the rocks, popping sandals on. There's a chopper. Quick, go now, go to the chopper. Yeah, about probably 19 degrees, so it's good. All right, see you when we get out and across to the next trip. All right, so, whoa, I can hear water. We found the other trib. This track's grouse, so it went up and over, like down and up the gully went in this morning. Then it bends around. Well, is this the one we were on this morning? It actually might be. Ah, okay. Remember, we went up high again. I have to look at the map, double check this here. It might be the original falls we're on this morning. It is. It's the waterfall we're at this morning. So this is another way to get around to it. Instead of rock up in the creek, you can actually go down the trail then cut on. That's why there was a little worn track onto the top, because people have cut from this road because they've heard it. Well, there you go. That's cool. So now, there's a trip here. Interesting. Why do I not remember seeing this when we went down it? Huh. It's blowing my mind because yeah, right, there's the levels here. I can't believe we didn't see this when we went up the other one. We'll have to do a bit of investigation here. Alright, I'm just climbing down this. I don't think it's far. I think the other creek's just there. So there's really like 2 or 3 little levels here. I'm just surprised that I didn't spy it when I went along. Anyway, we're going to do it because we're here. Because the track's up on the top, it's just easy to do this. Nothing crazy, but yeah, a little drop here. Yeah, interesting. I must have been distracted looking down the other creek. It's funny, I'm glad I went back this way and not along the other original trail. We'll find a way down now. We'll probably go for the gut so I can go this way. Alright, so this is the second little level, and then our creek is just there. We'll just jump down again because I'm just super curious how I missed it. Ah! Probably because it was just rocks and it wasn't flowing much and I just kind of looked up past it. But, trying to duck under shit. It's annoying. Now last week I did a hike. Actually it was a week and a half ago now. I've got shit in my jocks, that's great. Not shit, but bits of bark fell down on me. I did a hike last week and a half, and I stabbed myself pretty bad on barbed wire, but you can see here it's healed up nicely. So the barbed wire snapped underneath my weight, and it was new barbed wire, arguably, the new blue stuff, and still it failed on me because it was tied to an old bracket on an old tree. Anyway, there we are, so we're down. So that's why it's nothing extravagant, and that's why I didn't realise the road was just above it there. So we might even get lucky again. This road might carry us to another trip to cut in yet again where we want to be. So, okay, I'm just going to double back up. Yes, this was pointless for most people, but I don't care. I want to explore. This is what I do. I'm not in a rush. This is what I want to see. So, back up, along. Let's find the next trip. All right, so we're climbing back out of this gully. It took like 2 minutes. Extra exercise. Kind of here anyway. But yeah, it doesn't look like it flows much with those rocks when you're on the creek level. That's why I didn't go up it. And just to hear this water the water looks more flowing once we're up on this level. Okay, so we're just going to follow this. I don't know what that track there is, but we'll go right. Obviously, this is the main one. This is going to follow the ridge where the other tribs will drop in. So again, this will eventually take us to the next one we want. And this one here we're crossing is dry, or basically near dry, equivalent. Again, I didn't really notice this on creek level either. I'm not going probably down this again. I just want to have a quick cut in just to double check. This is not the one we're chasing, but I'm just curious to see the water's going around here. I just want to see what it's like from the top to remember why I didn't entertain this anyway. Probably because it's dry. Here's the edge. It's pretty easy just to double check this stuff. It's more just curiosity right now. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's just dry. All underground. Okay, won't bother going down that. Again, these little tribs, they're not marked on the map even really, so it's just, yeah, we're here and we're on the escarpment. Whatever drops in, I'm gonna check just for curiosity. The next one, our main one, should be flowing, or it maybe there's something else in between, but still gonna get around this house. This is gonna be the fun part. Up we go. So I believe this is actually the national park boundary of this road. It's just weird they haven't marked it on the map. It's not really a road, it's just a management trail obviously, but alright. Stays up at the next one, wherever we get. It's a little bit around. Oh yeah. There's that house. So I reckon that house is where we were below before. Interesting. Gargan. This is interesting, but now we're above this. I don't know where the driveway is. This is weird. The road must be over there somewhere. This trip here would be the one that we climbed up next to. Up to their shed. So there you go, we're on the other side of it now. It's bizarre. This is still National Park, this is the boundary road. So we go up and around. The next gully over is the long line. I do have an option. I could cut down in between here. There's another house just there. Cut down in between and then double back. I might go back out that way. See how we go. That's for the plan. Keep following this up. Get up to the fire trail where it meets it. We'll go right and figure it out from there. Damn muddy here, it's crazy. Pops up there, some no horses. Sign. And there's another house, I still don't know where the hell they're driving. It's bizarre. This is a pretty rough track. This wouldn't be their access. Anyway, so we're going to go around. This is where we meet the Rose's circuit track. Don't remember that entry point there. See, alternatively I could have come this way. Okay, so now we're going down and around this house. Cut back in the gully down there. See how this road works out for us. Where are their driveways around here? Surprised they can drive on this road. Now we're going straight. I'm just going to show you the sign where we are. Right here. Boom, boom, boom. So no gullies roughly here somewhere. I think there's a bit of a view just there. I'm not going to go far, but you can see a escarpment popping through. It might be blocked, but it's a shame. Yeah, it just goes down. You can make a look at it. There's nothing in this national park that's actually to do properly. It's just fire trails with no views. and they hide all the waterfalls. It's just boring, you would never come here. You know what? People who live local just exercise and walk around in a circle, that's it. Alright, so we're supposed to be crossing the creek. I reckon that's it there, running beside us. Okay. So yeah, it starts there, we've just gone around it. So, we'll go a bit more. The idea was to cut soon. Obviously around this driveway a bit. Longest driveway in the world. So they don't join to this road, it's bizarre, it runs parallel. Yeah, we might get a bit of a view out here. Here we go. We will, there's a tower here. It'll be cleared for the power lines. Dope. So they could advertise this as a lookout. Roses, Myla, lookout. So our waterfall's down in that gully. I could probably just cut straight over from here now. Go far enough from that house. Let's have a look at this. Oh yeah, look, view both ways. Bonus. Not sure which mountain that is, but is that Nindiri? I'm not sure, I have to look it up. The one in the distance. It's one closer here too. Look over there. Glass house. Boom. Tibrigargan again. This is pretty cool. This should be a lookout. Why wouldn't they fucking advertise this? Come on. At least it gives someone something to do with this park. A reason to come here, at least. That's grouse. Yeah, straight down this power line is my way in. That's what I'd originally planned too, yep. Exactly. This is our route. This is grouse. Alright, I'm going to take a couple of photos and I'm going to shoot on, try and find this tree. Usually the plan was to go power lines, but the creek's there. The further you get into the power lines, the creek's veering away a little bit, so I'm going to get back as much as I can. I shoot straight in. It's a better option. Then I'm just closer on the creek. Then I'm going to go down it and then we're going to figure out if we double back up the same way or try a cut between those houses. End up cutting back to the power lines pretty much anyway because the house is pretty close to another house. So we'll just go down. We're staying in the shaded part with a bit less snakes. Snakes will be out in that low breeze section. This is pretty easy to walk through anyway. We'll just go down, hit the creek and then we'll just follow that. Let's see what we get. Well, I had a pretty clear run, then I got a bit shitty right at the end, but I managed to get down. Now I'm on the creek and most of the water's underground, unfortunately. It looks pretty dry. It's pretty choked as well. It's choked that way and that way. It's quite weird because this is supposed to be a long creek or a long trip like the other one. I'm kind of in the middle of the lines as well, so there could be potentially something up and down. But look at how choked it is and how underground it is. This looks fucking good. So I'm probably going to go downstream first just to look. But yeah, I may come back up and push further after. Get up and around. That was kind of the best way to cut in, is where I just arrived. That way was the best view of the house. I'm just going to snap my way along. Great. So this might be a bit of a bust. Let's hope that it is at least one good cascade. Let's get over these trees, hope it looks better after that. Right now it looks shite. Mark a little rock there just in case I need to remember where I did go in and out. Oh, spider web. God damn. Had a few of these today, not a lot, but a few. It's a big one too. Hello. Goodbye. Yeah, I don't like how this is dribbling so much. This is bad. Bad. At least if it had some flow, it'd be a bit more positive. Yeah, it looks like it's almost flattening out here. It's bizarre. Maybe whatever is here is up, or maybe it's just nothing. Maybe it's just literally choked and fucking underground boulders. Let's get over this fucking crap. I think I'm actually going to abandon this fucking trip because this is fucking so choked with weight a while there. I need cutters to get through that shit. And the flow is so small, and I'm not seeing any real bits of rock, so it's not really optimistic to keep going. all I see is a lot of fucking pain and torture. So I'm going to boot out and do something different, I think. Go explore something more fun. I had a good run. I shouldn't have bothered with this extra trip, but I thought this actually would have been good, but nah. I can't even move without getting stabbed right now. Alright, let's go back up the steep ass hill and just come down. Alright guys, that concludes my Addlington Creek adventure in Dularcha National Park. So I hope you enjoyed the journey. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell for me as well to get notified of all the new misadventures. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.